everyone, it is Darkseeker here again. Welcome back for another video. Today I am playing Keith Numbers, a Reno Shudderwock Shaman deck. Now, Keith did not come up with this deck list per se, but played it on stream, and it was part of a very interesting challenge that Keith was undertaking. It was the Jank Deck Survivor challenge, and the idea is you play off-meta decks and you see how they perform. Now, this particular deck from Keith, or that Keith played on stream, had the highest win rate of all of the decks that he played. It went 9-2. And you can see that there are lots of tech cards in this deck. To quote Keith Numbers from Twitter, he says that the tech cards look weird, but are randomly powerful. And this deck is strong against Warlocks thanks to the big AoE removal. So you have Firemancer Flurgle and the Toxfin combo. Very, very good, of course, at clearing boards. So, all in all, if you look at the design of this deck, it should give you a fighting chance against a number of the meta decks that are out there, in particular against Hunter. We have in this deck Robes of Protection, Spellwood Jeweler. We also have a Mind Breaker, disabling the hero power for the Hunter. So if you are coming up against a lot of Hunters, maybe this is a good deck for you. And with Keith going 9-2 with this deck, clearly it works well against the current meta. So let's have a look at this deck in action then on the Wild Mode ladder, and we're starting out against a Rogue. Now, look at the cards that our opponent has already played. You can see them on the left hand side. Vanish has already been played. Evasion. This is an interesting Rogue deck that we're going up against. So let's see if we can destroy a combo here. Ooh, hello. Oh, hello indeed. That's a Malagos, and that's a win. So we were going to be comboed down at some point, it seemed. This next game, against an aggro priest. And we were very close to dying. Very close to dying. The Shudderwock saves us here. We get the full heal. But we do not get a bounce back to hand for the Shudderwock. But I was desperate to play it because I needed the healing. I needed to replicate the Reno Jackson battle cry. And now our opponent kills off the Shudderwock. We are going to be relying on the cards left in hand. So no more Shudderwock battle cries for us. Can we win this game with the cards in hand? Now, the Divine Shield there makes the lurker below very awkward, sadly. So I suspect that I'm going to need to buy a little bit more time until I can play the lurker below. Right. So I guess I'm just taking off 4 damage from the board there. Seems fine. But yeah, we need to get the Divine Shield off of that minion. Will they get lucky here from Raise Dead? Oh god. They get very lucky indeed. We need to kill Gambling. We cannot allow that to stay on the board for sure. Okay. They're trading. They're smart. They're very smart. So, still can't play the lurker below. Right. Jepetto. Helpful. Helpful too. Okay. So drawing the Flurgle there just means we need to get our Toxfin, and then we're going to be set to clear the board. We could get Ice Fishing, which could get us the Toxfin. Oh wow, still trading. Going for full board control. It is smart. Still no lurker value for us on this board. So, we could draw. Potentially useful later. Not just yet, though. I am thinking about Lurker and Bolner. Although part of me is a little bit unsure as to how that would work. Would it just repeat the Lurker battle cry as I would expect it to? I think we need to heal here.
We're gonna be rich.
Just to be absolutely safe. Let's see if they invest into killing this Reno. Maybe they fear it coming back to hand. Will you be trading? Oh, we're just going to go all face. Oh, trading. Oh, but Gandling is weakened now. And now we are looking at a really, really good lurker turn.
How much?
Absolutely beautiful. The lurker below, such a joy to play, and this should be game over now. With Reno Jackson back to hand, we're going to be able to heal again. So surely there is no comeback here for the opponent. My only regret with this game is that I wasn't able to play Lord Jaraxxus. Yeah. Is our opponent still thinking about this? Come on. What have you got in hand there? What card have you got that could save you here? Nope. Nothing that could save them. Very satisfying. Okay. It's time for a hunter. Which means this is a test for this deck. If it is odd hunter, then the rat hopefully brings out their questline reward onto the board, and Reno Jackson is just going to be really good for healing. Perhaps essential for stalling and healing. It is not odd hunter. How interesting. How very interesting. Oh, hello, hello, hello. It's a mech hunter. What a rarity in the year 2021 to be facing a mech hunter. Wow. So I'm going to assume that this deck I'm playing is heavily favoured in terms of our survivability, their ability to clear board, although Mech Hunter, it can have some explosive turns. How long can this go on? Well, I guess it's going to depend on how quickly they can build up a big mech on board through the magnetic effect. Or maybe they just go wide. Super wide on the board, and then buff the board. Oh, if there was ever a perfect Zephyrus turn, this would be it. Goodbye, board. Oh, goodbye most of the board. Part of me was just tempted to think, could I wait for a lurker below turn? But that would involve waiting 2 more turns, and I'd probably be dead at that point. I'm sure we will still get lurker value in this game. Okay. Now this should be pretty cool. We get Zephyrus back. We get Zola back. Fair enough. Now they need to kill Bolner. You really do not want to leave that alive on the board, do you?
You have to read this one.
So assume there'll be a trade. Yes, there is. However, this has left their board open for a really cool lurker below turn. Look at that beautiful animation. And those sound effects too. Tremendous. Truly tremendous. Now there is a thought going through my mind. Oh my goodness! Really? Really? Is that all you had? Huh. Anyway, going back to my original point. The thought going through my mind was that I'm going to stall out this game. I want to have fun. I want to get to my Shudderwock turn. And I also want to see what else they have in their deck. We can see their deck list building on the left-hand side. And I'm just curious to see what other cards are in their deck. Are there any interesting surprises? Is what I'm curious about. So I'm not going to hit face. I'm just going to chill. I'm going to maintain a reasonable level of control on the board. But I won't damage their face. It'll be interesting to see how long they stayed this game for. And there I didn't even kill off their board. So now maybe they're thinking that I'm giving them a chance to get back into this game, which I am. Which I am. Alright. So we're just going to chill again for another turn. Our opponent is top decking. Meanwhile, we have this assortment of riches in our hand. So many resources to choose from, but ooh, our opponent is about to draw cards. Interesting. Go on, fill your board. Go wide. Okay. Powering up. Oh, hello. That could do some damage. Okay, well, we need to get rid of that. That's pretty dangerous. If there ever was a card that could just kill us over time, it is Dragonbane. Alright. I feel a little bit better now about the board. Although that's still a pretty wide board. They've used both Metal Tooth Leapers. So I guess we shouldn't be too afraid of a buff to the board. Unless there's some kind of new card that's come out from the last two expansions that I'm not aware of that benefits mechs. Oh, there's a blast from the past. Ah, Snip Snap. Remember that card? Remember that mech from back in the day? Yeah. Some not so great memories of that.
An acceptable bucket of bolts.
Oh, wow. Talk about resource generation. It's going to be a pretty good turn for them. Assuming they continue trading, of course. You're going to have to go a little bit faster here. Is that it? Okay, that was it.
Embrace nothing.
Let's give him some more cards back to hand, right? Go on, have some mechs. Have a lot of mechs. Okay, let us see what you can play from this hand now. Random mechs. I really am curious.
What is my purpose?
It's a bit disappointing. Oh god, that's big. Force Tank Max. Remember that card from way back in the day?
Embrace
Never really saw play though, right? If I remember correctly.
the void is filled with many whispers.
And once again, we are careful here not to attack their face. We don't want to kill them. They seem to be going along with me here. I don't know if it's because they think they genuinely have a chance, which they don't, or if it's because they want to humour me and they want to see what's in my deck. They must know that I'm a Shudderwock deck.
I can fix anything.
So maybe they want to see the Shudderwock.
Nothing.
And so, of course, the question for me is, when do I want to play my Shudderwock? How many more battle cries do I want to work through? And see, we're kind. We buffed their minion. And for those of you watching this, this is not BM. This is absolutely not BM. We are doing this for science, right? We're trying to figure out what their entire deck is like. So for those of you watching this that want a mech hunter list, you know, if we make it through to the end of the game and they exhaust their entire deck, you get to see all of the deck cards on the left hand side of the screen. And then you can go build Mech Hunter for those of you that are interested. So that's the rationale behind this strategy.
Say the magic word.
Ooh, that's pretty chunky. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Get 'em, boys. Ceiling triple.
And we chill. Meanwhile, Hagatha's scheme is growing slowly.
All charged up.
I'm not sure what the purpose of that was. Oh god! That's a 9/9. Which, to my knowledge, has never ever seen competitive play in any kind of mech deck ever. Because it's really bad. It's really, really bad. Okay. So we want to get rid of that. It is 9 damage. And there it goes. Almost out of cards, so we've nearly got a full deck list. Oh god, they got another one.
I can fix
Okay, our opponent going all in here. This ragtag band of mechs,
My jaws that bite.
which go up against the Shudderwock.
My jaws that bite. My claws that catch. My jaws that bite. My claws that catch. I'm out of cards.
Alright, what's your last card? Please play your last card. I need to know what it is. Last card? Please? Oh, okay. Venomizer. So there we go. We now have a full deck list for Mech Hunter on your screen, if you want to play it.
Thrall! For Doomhammer, you called, and the Fire Lord has answered.
Okay, let's look at a full game here against a Shaman. Do you know, I was expecting to face more Odd Hunters at this point in the ladder. And of course, this deck is teched out very nicely to face Odd Hunter. You know, you've got Mindbreaker, Robes of Protection. But we've not really been facing many Odd Hunters. That's a shame. So, no quest played here for the Shaman. Which makes me wonder, is it a Shudderwock Shaman?
Nature waits for no one but me.
So before the United and Stormwind expansion, I was seeing quite a lot more Reno Shudderwock Shamans on the ladder. Then the expansion hit, and everything just went straight to hell because of Seedlock. Seedlock is gone, but I'm not seeing a resurgence of Reno Shudderwock Shaman, at least in my meta, or on my journeys through the ladder. And that's a shame, because before the expansion, I really thought Reno Shaman was seeing a renaissance. It was seeing an uplift, making a comeback, and that was very exciting for me. Oh dear, that's fine. It does feel like the United and Stormwind expansion, because of Warlock, has
The scorching breath
undone a lot of the good progression, a lot of the good progress made by Reno Shaman a few months ago. And I think it doesn't help that some tier lists are underestimating Reno Shaman.
Break it, you buy it.
Nobody move, and no one gets.
Because one of the benefits of playing it is that you can really tech it out to beat whatever meta decks, whatever tier 1 meta decks you're facing, usually. Particularly in relation to Odd Hunter, Pirate Warrior.
Hand over the
Break it, you buy it.
You can outlast even lock if you have enough clears. And if you look at a deck like this, yes, you've got the Flurgle Toxfin combo, you've got Hagatha's Scheme. If you utilize your resources carefully and manage them carefully enough, yeah, you should be able to outlast decks that play big minions.
Your wish is my suggestion.
Big Priest could be a problem because of the number of resurrection effects they have. You do have Devolve, at least initially, to help. And you have Zephyrus to give you Hex. You've got Lotheb, if played early enough, to block out a turn 6 Shadow Essence turn, if you play Lotheb on 5. So you've got some strategies against Big Priest. But because of the number of resurrection effects, I think eventually you could just get beat down. Alright.
Your wish is my suggestion.
Is this lethal? Bloodlust?
Your judgment has come.
Yep. That's lethal. Wow. So that was a shame. Beating another Reno Shaman.
Ragnaros versus
Alright, Hunter time again.
Begin. By fire, be burned.
So maybe this will be the odd hunter that we've been looking for. I'm just going to keep the Reno. The healing is really important. And the jeweler?
None will survive.
Well, the jeweler will just be a turn 3 play, I guess, for us. Something to do early on. Right then. Turn 1? Quest line? Maybe? Yep, there we go. That's going to be helpful. I'm not going to hero power. At least on this turn 2, I don't necessarily want to give them targets for spells, right? Which then does beg the question, do I actually play the jeweler on turn 3? That gives them a target for spells, right? Huh. Okay. So maybe we play the jeweler here. It's either that or we do nothing else. Yeah, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to pass. Is this the correct strategy to adopt against Odd Hunter? Oh, hello. That's useful pickup. Do I play it here, though? Or do I save it? if I'm not playing... Yeah, if I'm not playing the Mindbreaker, then just thinking, okay, I play the Jeweler. My thought process here is I need to get something on the board. And at the very least, they couldn't target my face on this turn. I think that's pretty reasonable. It's bought me one turn without taking damage.
This is not what we stood for.
And now that we are heading towards turn 6, and I'm nowhere near dead, well, now I feel quite safe because of Reno Jackson being available to me. Oh, look, here they go, just unloading here. They're ignoring Talon. Huh, Colour Oracle. Card draw, I guess. Seems reasonable.
Rotten to the core.
Okay, here we go. Mindbreaker.
Let's start.
And the robes. So now, they can't target my Mindbreaker. This means that they're locked out of playing that hero power.
That was well done.
They can target my face with spells, though.
I wonder.
So can they do enough damage to my face just via spells from hand to kill me?
Oh, it's about to get windy out here. Rotten to the core. It begins.
Well, no more spells on this turn. And that just locked them out completely. Wow. So the power of Bolner and Lotheb there. Pretty incredible. And is this just lethal? Via Zephyrus again.
This is my suggestion.
We're not even going to count.
Your judgment has come.
Yeah, another Bloodlust. As if the first Bloodlust was not enough, then we got a second go of it. Wow. That was incredibly satisfying. Right, our third hunter of the video. So one would think that it's Odd Hunter. We keep the Dirty Rat for the questline reward. Robes of Protection. Okay. If we can combo that with Mindbreaker, then it should be a win. It is not Odd Hunter. Don't tell me it's going to be another Mech Hunter. Surely not.
Let me work my magic.
Interesting. Is this some kind of aggressive hunter here? This looks very reminiscent of a hunter deck you'd see on standard mode. Is it worth clearing this board? May seem like a waste of a Flurgle Toxford combo, but there's a lot of damage on that board. It's going to add up if it all hits my face. So I'm going to seize the board myself, and I'm going to say whatever minion you play will be killed by Flurgle. That's my logic here. Oh, okay. Oh no, don't. Oh, and you kill the Toxfin too. However, The initiative, still with us now. They'll need to react to what I've played. And if that's all they've got, I'm now going to start seizing control of this game. How long can this go on? Not for much longer, by the looks of things. Ooh, that's pretty big. Do we need to trade into that and kill it? Or can we just ignore it? How dangerous is that? I don't feel like giving up the robes just yet. Protecting my minions through the robes, I think, is still valuable. Because we know they play spells. They play quick shot. We know they play spells that can target minions. So,
Want to know why they call
having the robes present on the board, I think, is just too valuable at this point to give up. It's interesting that they are playing this deck on wild mode. Do they think that this is more effective than Odd Questline Hunter? Huh. Well, this just looks like a lurker turn. It's not the biggest lurker in the world there. We didn't get tremendous value, but we killed a couple of things and we've got a 6-5 on the board. That's pretty good. Oh, to the face we go. And again to the face. And now I'm getting a little bit concerned. Or maybe not. 6 healing is pretty good.
I ain't talking. That's enough, Ray. Ugly.
That's reasonable.
no littering? Pawn scum!
Can you imagine if Canal Slogger had charge on it? You could charge 6 damage to the face with lifesteal. That'd be pretty cool, right? I think the real question here is, will we get a chance to play the Shudderwock in this game? Piercing shot your own minion because you can't target my minions. Huh. And whilst I'd like to stall this game out, like I did against Mech Hunter, to be honest, I just want to end it. Because I'm afraid of their potential to actually kill me somehow, in some unexpected manner. So yes, happy to end that game. And Diamond rank 2. Beautiful. So, Keith Numbers, a Shudderwock Shaman deck, which is tech heavy as you can see. Now, what was my win rate with this deck, you ask? Was we hit Diamond 2. All in all, I was able to get 5 wins and 2 losses with this deck. 5 and 2 record, 71% win rate. Not bad at all. Really not bad at all. And that kind of corresponds with Keith Numbers' experiences of playing this deck. Keith went 9 and 2 with the deck. So clearly, for both of us, in the pocket meta that we were in, the deck has performed pretty well. So maybe you want to give this deck a try, depending on the state of your meta. Maybe there are cards that you want to tech in and out of this deck, depending on what you're facing. But if you do give this deck a try, let me know how it goes in the comments section below. Now, as always, I must put out the health warning. This deck is an off-meta deck. There are those out there that would call it a tier 3 deck, those that would call it a tier 4 deck, as I've seen in a recent meta tier list analysis, 16,820 dust. Well, that's a lot of dust. So if you don't have the cards, maybe you don't want to be crafting this deck, particularly with the mini set on the way soon. So maybe you want to see what the mini set reveals before you commit to massive crafting of cards. But if you've already got the cards, I'd be curious to your thoughts on this deck, and whether you feel the cards that have been teched in are sufficient. Are there other cards that you'd tech in instead? Cards like Kobold Monk, for example. So thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. You could look forward to another 2 videos on Shudderwock Shaman, with me playing different versions of the deck as I journey to Legend in the October season. So until next time, please stay safe, please look after yourselves, and as always, please be good to one another.